It is I, John Reagan, the uncommon voice for the common man, and I live in Belmont County, Ohio, and we had a prosecuting attorney by the name of Frank Pierce. And in a murder case, at one time, the defense attorney who represented this defendant actually understood the law in Ohio. And the law says that if you do not accept bail, that the prosecution, the state or the county, has 30 days in which to bring the charges against you. 30 days. So this guy did not accept bail, and he just sat in the jail and waited for his trial. And of course, the Belmont County numbnuts, the Democrat Frank Pierce, did not understand that he had to bring this case to trial in 30 days. Why? Because he was waiting for DNA evidence. But of course, the DNA evidence took longer than 30 days. The defense attorney goes up to the judge and says, hey, he's in jail. He's been in there for 30 days. What's the deal here? So the judge says, well, that's the law. 30 days, no trial. And so they dismissed the charges against this guy with prejudice. He actually walked out, and he was a free man, all because our Democrat prosecuting attorney, Frank Pierce, did not understand that the split second that he said that he was not going to post bond, that there was a possibility that the defense attorney was just letting the clock run out. And that is exactly what happened. And Frank Pierce lost his job, and we put a Republican prosecuting attorney in office here, and he actually knows how to prosecute the case. But that brings me to this miscarriage of justice, better known as the Casey Anthony case. Now, I do not understand how in God's name this woman just basically will walk. I mean, for God's sakes, think about it. She's been acquitted of first-degree murder, but somehow, some way, she's been convicted of lying to law enforcement officers. Now, how does any jury in America say that you basically lied to police officers investigating this thing, but somehow, some way, she's not guilty of committing the murder? And it's just not one lie. It's a whole bunch of lies. Here's a few examples of some of the ones. Now, this is absolutely incredible to listen to this and to think that a jury would allow her to walk. Listen to this. Lie number one. On or around June 9th, Casey told her parents that she had arranged for a babysitter so she could go on a business trip as requirement of her employment with Universal Studios. She later changed her story and stated that she was only going on a short vacation with friends. That's lie number one. And here's another lie. It's absolutely incredible. Casey gave investigators the name of a woman who she said was a roommate of some people called Fernandez Gonzalez. Casey reported that the woman worked as a waitress at TGI Fridays. However, when they spoke to the manager of the restaurant, they learned that no such person had ever been employed there. It's absolutely incredible. Listen to this. Here's another lie. Casey told investigators that she received a call from Kaylee on July 15th. However, when they subpoenaed her telephone records, they found no evidence to support her claim that she had gotten a phone call. And listen to this. Kaylee told her family that Casey told her family that Kaylee would be home for her third birthday party on August 9th. And of course, she never showed up. It took her 2 full months to say that her daughter was missing. 2 full months. Now, I want to read you a legal term that the prosecutors in Orange County should have used. And that term is this. It's called preponderance of evidence. Now, this is the definition of preponderance of evidence. The more credible and reasonable evidence according to its weight and quality. Preponderance is sufficient to establish a reasonable probability that on a particular value, on the whole, is more likely than the other. Preponderance of evidence. And that's what the Orange County prosecutor should have said. We got more evidence that this did happen in the sheer fact that she did nothing but lie to investigators than anything that attorneys could say. Anything at all. Even in Florida, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Well, that might not be true. Because anybody that understands anything at all about Florida, that there are certain parts of Florida that have the dumbest people in them without question. In the 2000 presidential election between George Bush and Al Gore in Palm Beach County, these mushroom heads from Florida went in and voted for Pat Buchanan by mistake because they couldn't understand how the butterfly ballot worked. And they didn't think to ask a poll worker at the time. They just all got out in the parking lot after the election and said, my God, I think we just voted for Pat Buchanan instead of Al Gore. And then they were all crying out in their cars in the parking lot. And they actually went to the state of Florida and said, hey, we made a mistake when we cast our ballots. Do you think we could vote again, please? And they actually did that. It's just unbelievable. And now you have these 12 mushroom head jurors in Orange County that have allowed this woman to walk when they actually said that they know for a fact that she lied. She committed perjury. But I guess that's not enough to convict her on a murder count. It's just totally unbelievable. But I can guarantee you this, if this trial was held in any civilized state in the Union, this woman would have been found guilty. But because they have it in Florida, the home of the damn mushroom heads, this woman walks away from it. It is absolutely incredible. And remember, even if the prosecution blew it, let's face up to it. Prosecuting attorneys are elected by the people. So that means that the people of Orange County are a bunch of mushroom heads by allowing a prosecuting attorney to come in here in a clear-cut case, and somehow, some way, this woman walks off, even when she's been convicted of lying to police. It's absolutely incredible. But like I said, only in Florida. Now, I know there are some good, smart people in Florida, but it seems like every time something stupid happens, it comes out of Florida. It's just absolutely incredible to me. Jeez, you know, and this poor woman, this poor little girl will get no justice because nobody else is going to start the investigation again, because if Casey didn't do it, then who the hell did? There won't be any investigation any more than they tried to find the people that killed O.J. Simpson's wife. And remember those, what dumbasses those were too. Remember the glove? If it don't fit, you must acquit. Well, the idiotic people that were prosecuting the case in L.A. County never thought that if you had a wet glove, that it might not fit on the hand. Just a little common sense thing like that. And the L.A. County prosecutors didn't understand that. And O.J. Simpson walked away from that because of stupid prosecuting attorneys. In this case, I do not understand how in God's name that the prosecuting attorneys did not make a case good enough to convict him. But actually, in this instance, they probably did. But because the jurors are from Orange County and nothing but a bunch of damn mushroom heads, this woman's going to walk free. It's just absolutely incredible. Until next time, this is your favorite law expert, Ronald Reagan, saying this to you now. The lie that Casey Anthony told the police about and she's going to get convicted for it is probably, I didn't do it. Until next time, I say this now.